Do you think letting him in your bed is all it takes to keep your man interested in you? Well, think again. Most women who think this realize that it's wrong when it's already too late. Their partners either lose interest or the relationship falls apart when they only rely on one thing. Yes, sex is important, but men have 6 needs that are far stronger than this. And if you fulfill these needs, well then your man will be yours forever. That's why in the next few minutes I shall quickly reveal these 6 needs that men have. And I shall also explain how you can take advantage of them and keep your man committed only to you. Let's begin. Number 6. Physical affection. Now, since we are already talking about sex as a powerful tool, well, let's talk about something quite similar but different at the same time. I'm talking about the physical affection. Now, you might think that what's a physical affection and if it's not sex? Well, tell me this, ladies, is your relationship all distant and boring after sex? I mean, do you guys physically stay away from each other? If yes, this could be a problem. Let me clarify with what I'm talking about. Let's take you as an example. Let's say you have been in a relationship with your man for almost a year now, and you guys are very active sex partners, but as soon as that time is up, everything feels different. It feels like his feelings are fading, so one day you decide to just jump on the couch and hug him for an awkwardly long time. Then you decide that you're going to watch a movie with him while cuddling the entire time. He didn't say much in the beginning, but as some time passed, you realized he was acting better. You could tell he was the same person he used to be. He seemed happier and jolly, and that was the power of physical affection. In this case, cuddling and hugging. Now, this physical affection isn't exactly sex, but it fulfills an important emotional need for men. You see, it sometimes is hard to influence men with words, but they always appreciate physical touch. And this touch doesn't just mean hugging or cuddling. Every simple physical gesture works the same, like holding hands, brushing hair, sitting close, squeezing his shoulders, linking arms, and most importantly, kisses on different parts of the body, such as the forehead or neck. Men may not show it, but they cherish these moments and remember them. While sex doesn't last much longer than these moments of physical affection, well, these tiny ones, they stay in his heart forever. Scientifically speaking, these physical affection moments release certain hormones called oxytocin. Now, these hormones are called bonding hormones or love hormones. These hormones get his special name for a very obvious reason. It enhances the love of a couple and strengthens the relationship. In short, cuddling, hugging, holding hands, and kissing are sort of a secret way to keep your man committed to you. Now the question is, how should you do it? What's the most effective way to express your physical affection? Well, the first thing to remember is that you must keep it natural and in flow. It should not look like you are forcing it on him. Secondly, always remember to stay close to him, instead of worrying about each other's space. If you are walking, just hold his hand for no reason. If you are sitting on a sofa, keep on holding his arm and pull him in for a hug once in a while. If he's leaving for the office, say farewell with a kiss. It's just that simple, and it's way too powerful not to do. This kind of closeness keeps the relationship strong and shows him that he's loved just beyond the big stuff. Number 5. Acceptance. Let me ask you a question, ladies. Does your man share everything with you, like everything from the office, the outside, or the rest of his life? If yes, how do you respond to it? I mean, if he shares something private with you, how do you react? This simple question is important because your reaction could either strengthen your bond with him or break it. Allow me to explain. Let's say he returns from the office one day and looks very stressed. When you ask, he tells you that he's lost his job. Now, this turns out to be a shock for you, but instead of giving him quick advice or adding extra pressure on him by overtly showing your own worry, you choose to stay calm and handle the situation like a pro. You don't criticize him or push him to fix it quickly. Instead, you just sit with him and give him some space for a few moments, and then offer words of comfort like saying it's okay or don't worry about that now. Hearing this, he feels much better and at ease, realizing that he can be real with you without having to worry about getting judged. This is called acceptance in a relationship. It's about providing him with a safe space where he can find peace and recover. And it's not about just losing the job. It could be his past mistakes that he wanted to share for a long time but couldn't before. It could be some secret that he never shared with anyone else. It could be an insecurity or a past trauma. It could be a health issue or self-doubt, or it could be a bad addiction that he's been struggling with to quit. Just listening to him and accepting him without judgment is what a man needs from a woman that he loves. This way is way more powerful than sex because sex can provide comfort for some time, but acceptance boosts his confidence and completely transforms him into a better person. And when you accept him without judging, it motivates him to leave his bad habits for good or to overcome all challenges of life. Another important thing to note is that acceptance isn't just about dealing with big, heavy stuff. It's also about accepting the little quirks and habits that make him who he is. Maybe he's not just a great guy at expressing his feelings, or maybe he's not the most organized person. This thing could be a part of his life or personality, and accepting them as it is without trying to change them is another powerful way to express acceptance. But it's about you too. So, how can you change or manage yourself when something unexpected comes up? How are you supposed to stay calm and accept him without judging? Well, just keep in mind reminding yourself that your first reaction is going to set the stage. It may take some practice and building a mindset of staying ready for every unexpected situation, but always take a deep breath no matter what and control your impulses. Remind yourself that nothing is bigger than you and him staying together and that everything else is secondary. Often guys feel the pressure to keep it together, so seeing you calm can make a huge difference. Number 4, companionship. Ever notice how he lights up when he's hanging out with his friends? He's laughing and just letting loose. For guys, companionship is a big deal. It's less about heart-to-heart talks and more about having someone who makes them feel relaxed, like they don't need to be on all the time. And that great part about it, well, you can become that person for him too. Not by competing with his friends, but being that fun, easygoing partner that he can just be with. A lot of the time, it's these everyday moments that make a relationship feel solid and comforting. Let's say he's really into watching sports, or maybe that he just loves chilling with a movie and snacks. Instead of planning the perfect date or trying to make every moment romantic, sometimes all he wants to do is unwind, so join him on the couch, tease him about his favorite team, cheer alongside him, or just kick back and let the game play out. You don't have to be a sports fanatic or love his favorite movie genre. The point is that you're there, genuinely enjoying the time together without any agenda. This will make him see you more than just a sex partner, or specifically just a sex partner. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up on all those deep conversations and bonding moments. Those are important too, but sometimes the real connection happens when you're both just being yourselves, without any pressure. You might be surprised at how much he'll start opening up over time, or how he'll begin to look forward to those simple nights with you. For him, this level of companionship brings out a sense of security. He knows that he doesn't have to be anyone else or put on a show to impress you. He gets to see you as someone who can roll with the little stuff and be his partner in crime, just like his best friends do. So here is how you can do it effectively. Start small by joining him in activities that he loves, even if it's just sitting beside him while he's watching a game or doing a hobby. Be genuinely interested and easygoing though, without forcing conversation or trying to make it a moment. Let him share the things that he's passionate about and show you're into it by laughing with him, cheering him on, or just enjoying the time together. Little by little, he'll feel more at ease around you, realizing he can have fun, relax, and be himself in your company. These small, laid-back steps create a solid, comforting bond without any pressure. Number 3, men need challenge. Have you ever noticed that men are so boring and lazy when they have nothing to do and they just sit idle? But the same man can be a very different person when he is up to a task. I mean, when a man has a challenge in front of him, it gets him excited and focused. It isn't just a psyche, but an important need for every man. Any person who helps them meet his needs becomes someone special in their lives. But the stimulation that men get from challenges can be more powerful than sex. But what kind of challenges? Well, allow me to explain. You see, every relationship passes through different stages of life, and every stage can be used to create challenges for your man. For example, if your first date with him, getting your attention should be his first challenge. Present yourself as a woman who doesn't get into a relationship. Well, now he has to prove himself to be worthy enough. But at the same time, don't make it too difficult for him just to decide to move on. After the first few dates, when things are starting to get comfortable, create a small challenge by occasionally being a bit less available. Show him that you have a full life and interests that keep you busy. Once the relationship has passed through a few months and you two are normalized with each other, create challenges to open up about his dreams, goals, fears, and everything he might hide. Moreover, it creates a competitive environment right at home. It could be about games, sports, and books for both physical and mental challenges. Challenge him to do 30 push-ups or push him to read that one book faster than you. These kinds of little everyday challenges can help you keep your mind excited and hooked only on you. Now, let me explain why this is very effective in keeping him falling deeply for you. You see, if we go back in time, what we can see is that men used to be either hunters, warriors, or protectors of their families. So, over time, their psyche has evolved to stay ready for any kind of challenge. But the times have changed, and men don't get this kind of mental stimulation, which can cause them to be lazy and even depressed. So, when you create little challenges for your man, it's like saving him from boredom and creating new excitement. How are you going to create those challenges? Well, first of all, remember, creating challenges doesn't mean making things difficult. You are supposed to create an environment of excitement, not stress. It could be challenging him to see who can cook better, or challenging him in a social gathering where both have to introduce to people in creative and unique ways. These kind of challenges are fun and stimulating at the same time. Number 2. Emotional intimacy. Most women think men only need just one thing, and that is sex, or in other words, physical intimacy. But what if I tell you that men need emotional intimacy a lot more than a physical one? They never leave a person who fulfills their needs for emotional intimacy. But what does that actually mean? Well, the definition could mean different things in different situations, so let's understand it with a quick example. Let's say during a quiet evening he confides in you about his insecurities, whether it's about his career, appearance, or even his ability to be a good partner. The emotional intimacy at those moments is all your reaction. It's that you understand him and connect with him emotionally by providing reassuring words. You tell him that his insecurities don't make him weak, or it doesn't lessen any of your love for him. Emotional intimacy could also mean just listening to him, without judging or trying to provide solutions. Sometimes men just need someone to listen to them because they want everything to come out and lose the burden. So, if he had a hard day at work and he shared it with you, just listen to everything that he says with focus. If he had to deal with some failure in his career, it's essential to understand the impact of this and the emotions and provide him with comfort. Tell him that it's okay because he worked hard and you are proud of his efforts. This will also create a strong emotional intimacy. Other than that, emotional intimacy is also about celebrating happy moments and victories together and making them memorable. But most importantly, staying kind to each other in every small matters in your everyday life is the most important emotional intimacy a man can expect. Now, in a few seconds, let me explain why this always works on men psychologically. Well, one thing is that even women know for certain that men are not very good at sharing their feelings. They prefer to hide most of their struggles and keep them to themselves, which can keep on eating them from the inside. So for them, every few little moments of emotional intimacy matters a lot for them. This emotional support makes them feel valued and not alone in their struggles. They want to know their feelings matter, and if you provide them that emotional intimacy, you become the dream woman that he can never think of leaving. Number 1. Men want to be desired. Have you ever noticed how your guy lights up when you show him just how attractive you find him? It's not just about the compliments, no, it's deep inside this desire to feel wanted and appreciated, not just for what he does, but for who he is. Men, like women, want to feel desired, and it's more than just physical attraction. For example, let's say you're having a casual conversation and you suddenly stop, look at him, and with your handsome eyes, you tell him that you're lucky to have him around. That little moment, though small, goes a long way. It's like when you compliment a woman on her appearance, it boosts her confidence. Well, men are no different, except that they don't always expect compliments as often as a woman might. But when you let him know that you still find him desirable, it gives him that boost of confidence that every man craves. Now, what can you do as a woman to show that you find him desirable? Well, it's actually simpler than you might think. First of all, it's about being specific when you give him compliments. Don't just say you look good. Tell him exactly what you love about him. Maybe it's the way his smile lights up the room or how his arms look good in that shirt. His personality is just as powerful. Let him know that you admire his sense of humor, his drive, or how he treats people. The more specific and genuine your compliments are, the more meaningful and powerful they become. Also, don't forget to flirt a little. Flirting doesn't stop when you're in a relationship. It actually keeps the spark alive. Concluding it, sex is important, but it usually has a temporary effect. A genuine compliment, on the other hand, has an everlasting impact on a person. And with that, let's end today's video here. I expect all the ladies that are watching to share their thoughts in the comment section. I hope you all find the video valuable and it may help you enhance your love life with your handsome man. And if you enjoyed it, please support us by liking the video and subscribing to our relationship guidance channel.